Self-doubt is one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and your career success. Did you know that over 70% of professionals have experienced impostor syndrome at some point? That means most of us, no matter how successful, have felt like a fraud at one time or another. And it's not just a passing feeling. Self-doubt can hold us back, stop us from seizing opportunities, and even make us quit before we succeed. But what if you could stop doubting yourself and start owning your career? Imagine feeling confident, ready to take on any challenge, and knowing exactly how to move forward. In this video, I'll show you how to overcome self-doubt, how to stop feeling like a fraud, and how to take charge of your career. Whether you're aiming for a promotion, building a business, or simply improving your work life, these strategies will help you take the next step. Chapter 1, The Doubt Trap, Unmasking the Silent Career Killer. Self-doubt often starts as a subtle feeling of insecurity. Maybe you get nervous before meetings or feel like your achievements aren't enough. But what many don't realize is that self-doubt often prevents you from taking the risks necessary to grow. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, 70% of people experience what's known as impostor syndrome at some point in their lives, meaning they feel like a fraud, even when they are highly successful. When you let these feelings of doubt take over, you start questioning your skills and abilities, making it harder to take on new opportunities. To combat this, start by recognizing when these thoughts pop up. Take a moment to ask yourself, is this thought true? Often, the answer is no. Once you identify self-doubt, challenge it. Replace negative thoughts with more rational, positive ones. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not qualified for this, reframe it as, I have the skills, and I can learn what I don't know. This simple shift in mindset can make a big difference in how you approach your work and career. Chapter 2, Rewriting Your Career Story. Transform doubt into power. One of the most effective ways to combat self-doubt is to rewrite the story you tell yourself about your career. Many people fall into the trap of defining themselves by their failures or mistakes. But this doesn't serve you. In fact, studies have shown that people who focus on their strengths and past successes are more likely to overcome self-doubt and feel more confident in their career choices. For example, a 2019 study from the University of California found that people who practice self-reflection on their achievements are 32% more likely to set and achieve career goals. Try this: take out a piece of paper and write down your past successes, no matter how small they may seem. This could be anything from completing a project on time to receiving a compliment from a colleague. Keep this list handy and refer to it whenever you start doubting yourself. It's a reminder of how far you've come and that you are capable of handling future challenges. Another powerful strategy is to practice visualization. Picture yourself succeeding in your career, whether it's speaking confidently in meetings, leading a project, or getting a promotion. The more vividly you visualize these scenarios, the more likely you are to act in a way that brings them to life. Dr. Tara Swart, a neuroscientist and author of The Source, suggests that visualization can actually rewire your brain, helping you break through limiting beliefs and boosting your confidence in real-life situations. Chapter 3, The Impostor Syndrome Decoded. Stop feeling like a fraud. Impostor syndrome is a major barrier to career advancement. It's that voice inside that says, you don't belong here, or everyone will eventually find out you're not as skilled as they think. But the truth is, impostor syndrome affects some of the most successful people. In fact, Maya Angelou, who wrote 11 books and received 50 honorary degrees, admitted that she often felt like a fraud. So, if you're feeling like this, you're not alone. The key to overcoming impostor syndrome is to recognize it and break the cycle. Start by realizing that no one expects you to be perfect. Everyone is learning as they go, no matter how experienced they seem. A helpful tactic is to focus on your progress rather than perfection. For example, if you're tackling a big project, instead of focusing on how much more you need to learn, focus on the steps you've already mastered. Another approach is to talk about your feelings with others. Sharing your experiences with peers or mentors can not only relieve some of the pressure but also help you realize that everyone faces similar doubts. In fact, research from the Harvard Business Review found that discussing your feelings of inadequacy with others actually helps reduce the power those thoughts have over you. Hearing that others face the same challenges makes you feel less isolated and more empowered. By learning how to address impostor syndrome head-on and changing your internal dialogue, you can stop feeling like a fraud and start owning your career with confidence. If you're enjoying these strategies, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on overcoming self-doubt and achieving career success. Chapter 4, Confidence versus Competence. How to build both simultaneously. Building both confidence and competence is essential for career growth. Confidence is about believing in your abilities, while competence is the actual skill set you bring to the table. Too often, people focus on one at the expense of the other. A study by the American Management Association found that 84% of professionals believe that confidence is just as important as competence for career success. But the key is learning how to build both simultaneously. One of the best ways to build confidence is through skill development. The more you learn, the more confident you become in your abilities. Think of it this way: you wouldn't expect to feel confident if you hadn't put in the work. But once you have the knowledge and skills, your confidence will naturally grow. So, set specific learning goals. Whether it's mastering a new tool, gaining a certification, or taking on a challenging project, continually growing your skills will make you feel more competent and confident. Another effective strategy is to step outside your comfort zone. By taking on tasks that challenge you, you get the chance to prove to yourself that you are capable. It's often when you push yourself that you realize how much you can really do. Research from the University of California supports this idea, showing that when people embrace challenges, they build not only their competence but also their belief in their own abilities. Don't forget the power of positive reinforcement. After accomplishing a difficult task, give yourself credit. Celebrate the small wins. This helps to reinforce the idea that you are capable of more than you think. Every time you succeed, you prove to yourself that you're both competent and confident. Chapter 5: The Power of No. Setting boundaries to protect your career. Saying no might seem uncomfortable, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have for career growth. Many professionals struggle with overcommitment, saying yes to every request, which leads to burnout and a lack of focus. But by setting clear boundaries, you can protect your time, energy, and ultimately, your career. Research by the Harvard Business Review found that professionals who are able to set clear boundaries are 40% more likely to achieve their career goals. The first step to setting boundaries is knowing your priorities. Take a step back and evaluate your goals. What projects align with your career objectives? Which ones are draining your time and energy without offering much in return? By identifying what truly matters, you can begin saying no to things that don't contribute to your long-term success. Setting boundaries is also about being confident enough to decline requests. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being and career growth. In fact, saying no can help you maintain focus on the tasks that really matter. As Steve Jobs famously said, innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. This principle applies to your career as well. Saying no to distractions allows you to say yes to meaningful opportunities. To make this easier, try using the 80-20 rule. Focus 80% of your time on the 20% of tasks that truly matter. This way, you avoid spreading yourself too thin and can devote your energy to the areas that will have the biggest impact on your career. Chapter 6: Celebrating Small Wins. The secret to consistent career growth. Celebrating small wins may seem insignificant, but it's a powerful way to build momentum in your career. In fact, acknowledging these small victories is essential for long-term success. According to a study by the University of Pennsylvania, people who celebrate small wins are more likely to stay motivated and productive. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, you create a sense of accomplishment that propels you forward. Start by tracking your achievements. Keep a journal or a list where you jot down daily or weekly wins, whether it's finishing a project ahead of schedule or receiving positive feedback from a colleague. When you look back on this list, it reminds you of your progress and shows how far you've come, even on the toughest days. Celebrating small wins also helps to build your confidence. As you check off tasks and milestones, your belief in your abilities grows. This constant reinforcement of success makes it easier to tackle bigger challenges, knowing that you've already proven yourself capable of success. Another strategy is to share your wins with others. Don't be afraid to tell a colleague or supervisor about a recent achievement. This not only boosts your confidence but also builds your reputation as someone who gets results. Acknowledging your success can even inspire others to do the same. Remember that success isn't a one-time event, it's the result of consistent effort over time. By celebrating small wins, you stay motivated and focused, which leads to continuous growth. Over time, these small wins add up, creating a strong foundation for even bigger successes in your career. Don't forget to subscribe for more strategies to keep overcoming self-doubt and advancing your career. Together, we'll make your career journey smoother and more rewarding.